Okay, this is a Sentinel article, 1961, from Helen Wood Bauman, one of the pillars of our movement, the divine energies of spirit. Obviously, you guys should read it. It really talks about the difference between material energy, material power, and spiritual power, and how we can always supersede supposed material power by tapping into the divine energy that exists and governs all. The Divine Energy of Spirit, Helen Wood Bauman. Humanity is deeply involved in a greater development of material energy than has ever taken place before. And according to natural scientists, we can expect a much greater development. Matter has been proved to be incontrovertible with energy, and released energy is being used with increasing skill to overcome material limitations. But because of the dual nature of everything human, material energy has also become a great threat to the world. Hence, the imperative need that men understand true spiritual energy and learn to draw upon its source for all the power needed to meet the threat of destruction confronting them. Christian Science discloses that all things material are counterfeits of things spiritual, and this is true of material energy. Even though thought can be applied to bring under useful control the energies released from the atom, those energies are still unspiritual. They are the continuation of the belief of a primitive material mind, which Christ Jesus termed a murderer and a liar. They do not come from the divine mind, which includes no destructive element. The world needs the divine energies of mind, and these powerful energies are found in science to be the attributes of God, which actually constitute man in God's likeness, the real selfhood of each of us. In the measure that the Christian Scientist understandingly identifies himself as God's likeness or expression, he finds the divine energies welling up within his consciousness, flooding it with right qualities and spiritual vitality, which hint man's perfect life and spirit. One does not meet the threats of materialism passively. Only through the active use of the energies that spring from spirit can one cope with destructive power. This was the method of Christ Jesus, who had full dominion over matter and sin. Mary Baker Eddy encourages us to make use of our present spiritual possibilities. She says, in Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures on page 249, let us feel the divine energy of spirit bringing us into newness of life and recognizing no mortal nor material power is able to destroy. Let us rejoice that we are subject to the divine powers that be. Wisdom is true energy. So are intelligent love, truthfulness, justice, and mercy. Such energies never diminish because they are divine and consequently infinite. They are unlimited in quality and quantity, and not one of them can be taken away from the real man because he is permanently constituted of them. If one seems to be lacking in spiritual energies, this lack must be recognized as illusion. Nothing but one's own ignorance or perverseness limits one's use of the elements that constitute real selfhood. Mankind's salvation from destruction rests upon the fact that the powerful attributes of God can be humanly reflected. The superiority of the deathless over the death-dealing energies makes it possible for mankind to obliterate sin, disease, poverty, enmity, envy, and even wars. As is the case in the lives of individuals, an upsurge of moral and spiritual energies could turn civilization into wholly progressive courses. Sin is perverse mental energy. It takes energy to lie or steal, to be hypocritical, immoral, or hateful. But this false energy is ruled out by the understanding of man's sinless selfhood in science. Disease is disturbed energy, which can be healed by the faithful realization of man's harmonious activity in science. Poverty is the paucity of spiritual energy and can be eliminated by the consistent manifestation of love and intelligence. Seeing and hearing spiritually are energies that heal mental and physical blindness and deafness. Death is the seeming cessation of the energies that constitute material life, but through the power of Christliness, death is overcome. Eventually, Christliness will outlaw all evil with the energies that bind God's sons together in one infinite expression of love. In the measure that one reflects God's attributes, his real self is shining through the mist of matter and false sensation that claim to be man. The possibility of one's manifesting the energies of spirit in this present veil of life are unlimited, even to the utter extinction of the negative action of thought that may seem to engulf one. Mrs. Eddy makes this observation in her message to the Mother Church for 1902 on page 10. Utilizing the capacities of the human mind uncovers new ideas, unfolds spiritual forces, the divine energies, and their power over matter, molecule, space, time, mortality. Christ Jesus utilized these capacities to their ultimate possibilities, for his consciousness was fully Christly. He proved the power of the divine energies over all the limitations of matter, molecule, space, time, mortality. Eventually, all mankind will recognize that true dominion over mortal limitation in its every aspect must be based upon spirit, not matter. Then men will utilize the infinite divine energies, which required no labored material effort for their release. They will be conscious of that true state of being which knows no frustration, no catastrophe, disease, sin, nor destruction, but manifests only the harmonies of God's kingdom. Speaking from the standpoint of his true selfhood, the Christ, the Master Christian said in Matthew 28:18, "All power is given unto me in heaven and in earth." The divine energy expressed in Christliness releases the power which must be demonstrated as the controlling force of our age and every age to come.